Gina Alex Oti Koye bu Yahoo boy. Obro gi wajie yimba gua wayo. The only achievement you have, or we can always remember you for as the governor of Abia State, was your exploit to the Imba. Yes, it provided employment for the youth. Yes, it provided visibility for the state of Abia and Aba to the whole world. But outside of that, how economically viable was Abia State under your reign in comparison with what Alex Oti has been doing now, or what he's doing currently in Abia State? The majority of the senators, despite all the constituency allowances that they get on a monthly basis, ends up giving nothing to their constituents. Right, this is our own very brother, Ojo Zokano, actually telling us, in fact, he told us that his basic salary as a senator in the Republic called Nigeria is 14 million.
How much do you earn as a salary senator? I earn 14 million for everything. In a year or per month? In a month. That's everything comparison. In your salary, my salary, the overhead, the worker salary, everybody. So you don't think that is enormous? No, it's not. You're not the only one. No. Let me be honest with you. Mm-hmm. Do you know this money I have to buy fuel? I have to travel to my constituency. I have to maintain constituency office. I have to sit in the constituency. It's not enough.
Dr. Abati, everything compassing is not enough. I mean, what are we not going to hear in Nigeria?
You see, these are your lawmakers. They're very interesting people. And someone like Senator Ojo Zokalo, he's been governor twice. He's now a senator. I mean, he will qualify as a statesman, and he's a grandfather. He's been around. And then he would go on television to tell Nigerians that 14 million naira is not enough for him in a month, that in fact he uses it to buy fuel to go to his constituency, and everything encompassing, everything, 14 million naira. In a country where some people have just spoken, that some people have not received their salary because some banks are not functioning. How does he want people like that here listening to him to feel?
I don't know.
And then, this 14 million naira, okay, is from Igberi, in Abia, not, that's his constituency, in Abia State. So even if he spends 1 million naira to go from Abuja to Igberi, he cannot spend up to 14 million naira. So I think this is the point that Nigerians make about these senators. That look, they are overpaid and underworked. Many of them are guilty of absenteeism. Many of them go there to just snore and sleep during proceedings. When they don't show up, they say they are doing committee work. That's why Nigerians are saying we should have a unicameral legislature.
Yes.
And the work of the members of this unicameral legislature should be part-time work.
Yeah.
All the people in the National Assembly who are doing nothing, who have nothing to do, they are collecting 14 million and they have the effrontery to come and tell us that it is not enough. So
now in countries like the US and the UK, where a senator basic salary for a month is between 15 to 20 million, that is give and take the economic differences or the economic differentials, because I know as a former footwear seller, I can tell you that now we go 10,000 in Nigeria, in the UK is about 30,000. All right, and then we know how much the average UK senator pays to their aide, right? Approximately between 4,500 to 6,000, 10,000 pounds, right, or USD. And then how much does Ojo Zokalo pay to his aide? And then you're telling us, in a country where the economic conditions are in a very terrible state, it's in a very tattered state. Your salary is 14 million for a month. That does not include your constituency allowance. That does not include all the kickbacks you get in the Senate. That does not include all the shady deals you do behind back doors or behind closed doors in the Senate. And then you're coming out to tell us that it's not enough. That you have to go to your constituency, you have to go to Iberi to go and do what? I can tell you that authoritatively that some of those your constituency offices are not operating, because if you come to where I reside, for instance, you see that all the federal house of rep members, all the rep members and all the senators, that most of their constituency offices are just a representational office, and this is where the whole matter gets bad. that majority of the senators, despite all the constituency allowances that they get on a monthly basis, ends up giving nothing to their constituents. The only time they remember that there is and that their constituent exists, or that there are constituents that actually voted them into power, is when we are gearing up for the next election. And then you see them come forward, and then just like one state house of assembly member told us that they don't have power to influence or anything, they don't have power to do any other thing. But the state house of assembly members have the power to actually influence governor's decision, especially when projects are being cited within their location. Unlike the senators and House of Rep members, who actually get a little bit of leverage with the constitutional allowances that they get within or to take care of their constituents from the federal allocation. Now, Ojo Okalo, you also told us, you also came in this other video you will see now. Ojo Okalo told us that politics in Nigeria began to change immediately. Yahoo boys and 419ers got into politics.
When politics started changing in 1999, when we are governors, from 1999 to 2007, was a very good politics. It was humble. People were humbled. But at a time, everybody, even people who used to do 419, no, all over the world, people who used to do drugs and 419 started entering politics, and the politics changed.
I will dare to ask you, who are you then, Koyebo? Who are you? We used to know you as a legitimate businessman, but over a period of time, your businesses were dampened, and then your fight to always be in government actually came to the fore. So we know that if you say, or let's follow your logic, where you say that Nande knows into politics, Bundi, Yahoo, and 419ers, there are armed robbers and there are pen robbers. Which have you been? Have you been an armed robber or have you been a pen robber? It's left for you to answer. It's not it's not my business to ask you this question. Because the moment you stay in government for over a period of time, let me tell you, how many government officials have ever resigned in Nigeria? Or do you think that within that your constituency, Nambiria, or the only man that is learned enough, or the only man that has the interests of your people at heart, Nambieri, where you come from? So also give be here my hair. Now it is always good that if you see that you've outlived your usefulness, you step aside as a leader. That is why one of my greatest influencer, one of the person who have influenced my life, will always say that a good dancer must learn to leave the stage when the ovations are high. You've been in government in this country since 1999, Ojo Okalo. And you are part of the vultures that are gathering to make sure that Alex Tuoti is taken out of government. You remained in Abia State under your watch, under your regime. Abia was the worst, one of the worst and the dirtiest state in the whole of the southeast, and you were there as governor. Today, Alex Oti has come, and what he's been doing, or what he has done, is that he's been trying to salvage the little that is left out of the image of Abia State. And then, Enakpo Yahoo boys. Egwuregwu maka ndị gwuru ndị Abia wayo iso, T.A. Ojiso, ndị ọzọ subsequently. So na ndị gwuru Abia wayo. Because how can you tell me that Abia State, which is a state that resides under the jurisdiction of NDDC, being under the NDDC means that you have extra project coming to your state out of the 13% derivation, the derivation principle that goes to oil producing state and your state. Now let me tell you, NDDC states are states that reside within the oil producing state. And Abia, for them to have been enrolled into NDDC state, that means that you're also getting derivation principle, the 13% derivation principle for oil production, right? Now, what have you been able to do with those derivation principles when you were governor? And after you installed your stooge or your puppet as the governor of Abia State, what has happened? What has been happening? Or are you crying and wailing over the decision of Alex Otti to suspend the major sum or the retirement plan, the payment plan that virtually all the governors in Nigeria have actually put in place for themselves to make sure that they get almost, be it 50% or 100% of their previous salaries that they were receiving as governors?